what how my mentality was before.
Good.
So you can see my screen, right?
Yep.
I follow your tutorial. I made this training arena. I made one myself, and I was doing like the behavior trees, and so this is one of the enemies or whatnot, and so he's moving too fast. Like I could barely. He's too hard to hit, man.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be, you know, I need to be able to tweak that. So first of all, I was trying to figure out how I could alter his movement because I went into the his functionality and I followed your behavior tree. When I go to the behavior tree,
Hmm.
I tried to do the one where it was like because this is the bot AI or whatever. So I tried to do the one where when he takes a certain amount of damage, he retreats, but then he just started doing like sporadic movement, and I'm like, I don't understand what's going on.
Right.
And but the main thing I wanted to do was because this is a question I've been asking everybody. So I have this is the parent right here,
Hmm.
okay, the parent class, and I made two children of them.
Hmm.
But the thing is, like, how do I make a child have different behaviors than a parent? Like, let's say I wanted to have one that's melee,
Okay.
but it's under the same behavior tree. Like, how do I like I can't figure it out.
So there's a number of ways of doing it. So one way is that you have a generic attack piece of function on the actors.
Behavior tree.
So yeah, and behavior tree. So it just tells them like, hey, do your attack, and then you define what that attack actually means and does on the actual character. So that will then tell them what they want to do. Um, Upside to that, it makes it very flexible because that means your behavior tree will work for many different AI. You just they do different attacks, but it does mean that if they say the AI, their attack is going to require them to do some custom behavior. For example, let's say they have an attack where they want to, I don't know, like get behind you and do something. Then that will require yet another behavior tree or some
Right,
basic
for a
AI
custom
coding.
character.
Yeah, to make them customize their attack a bit.
Yeah,
But
like this guy right. No, I'm sorry, go ahead.
that's to say, but that's the way I tend to do it is with them having an attack generic attack function on their character,
That's
and then
defined in the blueprint.
yeah, and then the behavior tree just goes do your attack, and then they will do whatever attack they have. Be it a chain of attacks or just a single attack, it's up to them. They can decide then.
But okay, so I understand that, right? So for the shooting character, you have a shooting service,
Hmm.
right? So we'll have a melee service, and then like have like a decorator go to that.
So in this one, if you open up a shooting service, because I can't remember this at all, been long ago. Can you zoom in on that? That's it. Go across sphere trace. Yep. Go across. Oh, keep going. Keep going. Right. So you see here where it says fire bullet.
It'll be
Okay.
melee instead.
Uh, well, you can do that, and that'd be a melee attack, and they'll just go and do that. Or rather than have fire bullet, you just have do attack, and then the collector will
Oh,
then will have my attack is I'm gonna fire a bullet. Where the other one might be I'm gonna go up and attack them with a stick.
right.
They
Okay,
they
so
decide
so
what they're gonna do.
okay, and so how is that defined in the behavior tree?
So the best way of doing it is through a combat interface,
Oh, okay, I got
and
you.
then using that to make calls to it. So I'd start with an interface and then add that onto the characters.
Okay. Yeah, I don't.
You know how to do that?
I mean, I know how to add an interface or anything, but I don't know how to define anything. It was just a number of questions I wanted to
Okay,
ask you just so I could get an understanding of certain things
sure.
because nobody could answer that question for me. They were just
Right,
telling me all
yeah, yeah.
different stuff.
I mean, that is the way I tend to do it. Alternatively, you could make multiple behavior trees, all doing different things. So each
Yeah, but
character
I
will have
wanted
their
to make
own
it smooth though. I
unique
wanted
one.
to make it like more clean. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I don't want a whole bunch of behavior trees. Only time I want to have different behavior trees is if I have like a boss that has specific mechanics, like you were saying,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
that's the only time I really want to do separate behavior trees.
yeah.
For
So
my
this
generic
method
enemy,
then
I
be the
want to.
best way then with the
Yeah, yeah,
combat
yeah,
interface.
exactly.
Hmm.
So I wanted to maybe if we could work on that today,
Yep.
and uh also okay, this is I really like your I really like your your inventory system, bro. Like it's amazing. And
Okay.
the one that you're working on that you haven't exposed to everybody yet, the one that's still on Patreon or
Oh yeah.
whatnot. Um, I was working on that, but it was like I'm like, okay, here's my dilemma with the inventory, right?
Mhm.
Everything here I have in my inventory system. I have all these weapons. I have it's all in the data table. But I want to make it so that it's in loot boxes and it's not all my character already. Like I don't
Oh, okay. You want to
everything's
unlock the thing first.
yeah, and everything in my inventory is already on my character and it's supposed to be in the world. Because let's say when I select a weapon, it the code is that it basically randomizes the attachments and whatnot. And I made two there's a lot going on. I made two abilities for my character. Hold on a second. Uh I try to organize this really well. Uh, I swear I made sure that I try to organize this really well because last time my project was really uh, weapon abilities. So I have two float curves for two talents, whatever. So deadly distance and close quarters. We can get into this later, but essentially I have a weapons kit that I got somebody, and he it comes with these attachments, and basically attachment is gonna be the talent. So for a certain scope, I have this defined as close quarters, so that when you get within 15 meters, it does 15% more damage, and when you're 20 more than 20 meters away, then you do 20% more damage. So we can get into that later, but
Mm.
so basically, how can I basically do the inventory system to where these are all on my character, right? And I did your inventory system with the different um, pieces, armor and whatnot.
Mhm.
So is there a way that we can kind of like make it so that it's just my character has an inventory that's available to have things put into it when I pick it up in the world. Like if I open up a loot box,
Yeah.
then this stuff is on me.
Yeah. Okay. So, right. So you got.
Because it's very in depth that the one that you did.
Mm.
I don't know. I
So
don't know.
the current setup should already allow you to do this. If you go to do your player character,
Okay.
but I'm just downloading and sorting out some project files so I can show you some stuff too.
Okay.
Go to your player character and then is this your player?
The third person.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the equip gear thing. Equipment.
Uh, you say you're following my inventory, so it's
The one that you did. All right, let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. Because you probably think I was following the inventory. 1 second. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's not this one.
no.
It's this one.
That one. That's the equipment
Yeah.
system. Okay.
Yeah. So I was trying to figure out how I can basically make it so that you're allowed to,
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that because everything is already on this character.
Yes. So yeah, you just go into your equipment here. You should.
Or do I just follow that tutorial for the inventory that you just made?
Uh,
Because I really like the interface. I like the setup of how you have it,
oh
you know.
yeah. No, you can keep it as is. It's pretty simple. All it is, if you go to the character, look for the variable where you're storing, or the bit where you're saying. Actually, no. Tell you what, be easier. Go to your UI for your equipment stuff. It'd be easier to find it on there.
Okay.
Um,
This right here.
yeah, and if you open up the equipment inventory, oh, that's it. Uh, Get data table by equipment data table array. Category get array. Okay. Yeah. So this is going to get all the rows from here. Okay. So this gets you every single row that's in that equipment table. What you
Right.
need is on the player character a reference of all the things they do have access to. So rather than just showing them all, you filter out the ones you do show. So on this grid array, you're going to keep the add unique. The only thing that's different here is this. You see this branch you've got going in. That's checking for the equipment category.
Yes.
You'd also check to see if the player character has it as well on
And
their
if he
on their
doesn't, then
person.
it's not.
And that's
Right.
correct.
Okay.
So it doesn't look like you have no. So what we need to do is we need to get a reference to the player character and access to an inventory array that they have. So let's go to the third person character first of all. And have you got any sort of variables on here to deal with what's their inventory like? You just got equipment map and that's it. Okay. Right. So if you make a new variable, and this will be an array of names. So just call this one equipment inventory. That's it. And yeah, that'd be a name and it'd be an array.
Okay.
Okay. So now compile this and go to your equipment inventory widget.
Okay.
Okay. And you want to go to the graphs construct event, which would be an event graph. So somewhere in the construct event, if you haven't really got one, you just right click and you can create one.
I think I do have a construct, but it's
sorry.
not under this.
You've got this right click, do type in construct, and scroll up. It's at the top. Keep going. Event construct. Yep. You want to right click and get player character. And you want to cast to
That's to
your
third person.
third person character.
This is how you get a reference, right?
Yeah.
Do I promote to a variable so I can
You
have
do.
access
Yep.
to it here?
Yep. That's why we're doing it on the construct.
Okay. And then, so now I have a reference to be able to do that on the
filter. So if you go to the filter inventory,
right. Okay,
you can now
now
drag that in. There's the third person character. And from there, you can then get hold of their equipment inventory.
the one I just the variable I just made.
Yep. Okay. And then from there, you drag out from that and
Break
do
it.
contains.
Contain. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to like be I'm just trying to stay along.
Okay.
Okay.
And contains is going to check that array to see if it does or does not contain a value. And the value you're going to check against is the one you're being checked against on the left here. So this value, before it goes to add unique, you want to plug it into that contains.
Okay. Wait. Plug it into the branch.
Yeah, so that contains.
It's gonna go here.
It will go into there, yeah, but hang on 1 second. So drag the purple node into the contains, that one there. So drag that down. Connect it to that reroute node you got down there.
Oh, here. Okay.
Yeah. And now do
Okay.
an AND node coming out of that red boolean. So now you can combine two boolean conditions into one.
Oh,
so both
right.
of those have to be true in order for this to be branched successfully. So connect that to the equals of the other thing that's already in there. And then put the result of that into the branch. And that's it.
Oh, so it's supposed to go before that.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so it's another condition. The condition is it's
Okay.
part of the category and the player has it in their inventory. So if you were to play the game, because you haven't set your character up with anything in their inventory, When that menu should be empty.
Ah, got you. But this is saved because of what
Was
I
there
set up
prior?
from the
Yeah. So
save.
you will need to clear out your save data files. Yeah.
Now, how would
Um,
I do that
if you
normally?
just go into if you just right click on any of your things in your content browser, just right click on any one of those on the actual asset. Right click and go to Show and Explorer. Oh, you're not showing it. Can you see File Explorer? Just come
I
up.
can't see anything. What's that?
Windows File Explorer should come up. No, no,
Okay.
as in Windows, your computer.
Oh, um,
File Explorer down there. That's it. Right now, push the arrow that goes up at the top next to the bar, and again, and again, and again. Okay, in there you see the saved folder. Go to Save Games, and you
wow, this
delete
is
that.
literally a save game, bro.
Yep, that's a saved game folder.
This is amazing. I didn't. Wow.
That's it. And now, if you play the game, that data won't be there anymore. It will just make a new one.
Oh, so now if I make like a loot box container, then it'll grab it and put it in my inventory.
Yeah, so you can all you do is add it to that array. So
Right.
all inventories are just an array of names of things that you've got.
And I
That's all
have to
they
put them,
store.
find them.
Yeah, you just type it in, and
Yeah.
it'll appear there. Um,
See, I knew that there was a way that I could just add that. I'm like, let me just not worry about it and just ask him about it because this inventory system is good. So, what about all this stuff here, though? Like,
so the row name is all you need to type in into that array. So if you want to add the weapon pistol, you just type in the weapon pistol row name into that array on the player, and then it'll fetch all this information when it goes to build the UI.
okay, I kind of got lost there. Um, so is this like a container?
Yeah, so data table is literally just a read-only table of information. It's not actually a store of anything. It's just to say, here's a load of information, load of data, all grouped together. And then what we're doing is we're saying to the player character, have references to rows in that data table, the ones that you have, and
So
then
that
it'll
we could
just do
do
a
it, put in
lookup.
loot boxes and stuff. And
Yeah, and yeah. So the loot box will just
oh,
look at this row data table and just pick up random rows, and you go, yep, I can do these ones, and it'll give those rows to the player. And
uh, and that's how
yeah,
you define. Oh, okay, that's how you. You has. Oh, so I was looking at it, and you said there was I forgot what it was called, but you had made like this I don't know what to call it, but a place where you could assign it to anybody to be able to like it was like what's it called? It's like wait, was it a container? I don't know. But it was just basically a way to like, okay, if I put this here on this static mesh of a loot box, then it becomes a loot box. Or if I put that there, then it becomes I'm sorry, I don't have the
do you mean the my old inventory system? They did that. I did that on. You make
well you
a component, you drag it onto anything.
yeah, yeah, a component. That's exactly what it
Yeah,
is. And then that component, if you put it, let's say for a loot box that has nothing, then basically when you put that component there, then it becomes a loot box with whatever loot you define that's in there. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So okay, so now what I have to do now, because the new inventory system that you're working on, let's say I made that because you just came out one with it's called loot boxes. So if I made um let's say a loot box with the data that's on my data table, and then I've added a functionality to reach in there and grab something, it will go on my inventory based on that.
yeah. Because you just copy over the row names over, and then as long as the row names are on your character, that'll be it. But then you have to set your save file to also save those row names to your player.
Okay. Can we I would like to come back to this. Can we figure out how we could do that attack thing to where it's just like I have the different enemies
Yep, sure. I'm
do
just
attacks?
yep. So that's what I'm just loading up. And I can share my screen and I'll talk through it.
Okay.
Just bring some weapons in that I can use. Give me a second. I'll just use this one. Let me share my screen so you can see what I'm doing. So I should be able to see my screen now.
Wish I had two screens.
That's fine. I say this is all being recorded as well, so you can follow along
Oh,
later.
okay.
Can you
So
see my screen okay? Not yet. Click on the video that you see. Click on the actual video. No.
the video right here.
Yeah, click on it. And then click on my name.
Oh,
That's how you switch.
gotcha. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So, what I've done, I put in some animation stuff for third-person character stuff. Hang on. Let me just switch this guy out for. Oh no, I'll just make AI. Let me just make some basic AI to do this.
So for the speed though, also I would have to make a variable for speed because some characters will be faster than others.
That's where you're in there. You can change that. No, alright, I'll show you. Put this in there.
And also some of my animations, my character's floating off the ground, even though I did the IK feat so that they could be on the ground. Like is it like when I'm retargeting, it shows that my character is above. Is there any way is that why it's doing that? Because when it's retargeting, the character is higher than the floor?
Could be. It's hard to know for certain what you've done with the IK stuff in regards to that.
Even before the IK, that's what I'm saying. They float off the ground.
Uh,
Um,
how far off the ground?
well, maybe not high. It's just you can see it when he's running that he in certain animations he's off the ground, and I'm just wondering that is because of the position of the character
Could
while it's
be.
retargeting.
Could be.
Oh,
It shouldn't affect it too much. So the thing you're moving around is actually just a capsule, and the mesh is just inside doing its thing. But if the mesh is always above the ground, then it sounds like the mesh just needs to be lowered in the capsule.
I see. I didn't know how to lower that in the retargeting area. I was looking
No,
for
not
all
in the
kind of
retargeting.
settings.
In here, just click on the mesh and just lower it down.
I did. That's the thing. It's still not. That's why I'm confused.
Okay.
But I don't know. All kind of stuff, crazy stuff happens with this man.
Okay, so just tell it to use that one. In here, we do run behavior tree.
You're basically just redoing what you already did on that. Okay.
Okay. And put a nav mesh in. Cool. Right. So there's our enemy. Okay, so we need to just quickly make him run around, chasing us. We'll just do in here. So this bit's nothing new. This bit should be the same as what we basically got already. I'm just going to take some shortcuts over save time.
Oh, so this is where you. Oh, it said chase. I thought it said choose player.
Yes, it's going to chase the player. Okay. Right. Let's just change his AI rotations. Turn that off and turn this on. Okay. Okay. Right. So AI will now chase and follow me around the map. If I wanted him to attack me when I'm far away or whatever, you want to make it a combat interface before you do anything like that.
Right.
Do interfaces by going to blueprints, and you can do blueprint interface there. And we call this combat interface. And in here, we'll have one simple function, and we'll do the primary attack.
Okay. So whatever interacts with this has access to whatever is defined in there.
Yep. So primary attack, and that'll do. And then on the enemy, we go to class settings and apply that combat interface.
That interface. Okay, now it's to the left. I see
It's
it.
there.
Okay.
We can then implement this event, and this will now do whatever it is that we wanted it to do. Now, this guy will also require some information as well. So, at the moment, this chase the player will just run up to with it until the acceptable radius of 5 is reached. Obviously, if they're in a range attack player, you don't want them to do that the entire time. You want them to stop and then attack from a distance. So what we will have to do is make something that can interrupt this and abort this from chasing the player. Just make them aim at the player instead.
Let me ask you a question.
Yep.
So in this, how does it know which one is a melee and which one is a ranged enemy?
The behavior tree doesn't.
Okay.
You're going to put it all on the character. So you define what the character does, and then the behavior is going to follow what the character needs to do.
Okay, right. But I'm saying like, okay, on a child BP, I can't even go into there and define things. Only on the parent. And then the children do everything the parent do.
That's correct. But you can override things and or inherit things.
On the child?
Mm-hmm.
How do I do that?
So
yeah, because what you're showing me right now is the parent, correct?
Yeah, that's parent class.
Okay, we could do that. Go ahead and finish what you were doing, just so we could.
Oh, okay. Well,
so we could.
Let me put an attack on them, so we know. For now, we'll just do a print string.
Okay.
So we know they're attacking print string. Hello. So they're going to say hello when they want to attack. Now, for the behavior tree to do the attack, they need to check whether or not they're in range or something. So on this selector, I'm going to move this across. Oh, no, that's not a sequence. It doesn't really matter for this. To the left of
only
it,
that.
Yeah, we need a selector, and this selector we need to do a is that location check. So will that work actually? No. Oh no, I know what we can do. It's fine. Practice in a minute. Yeah, so sorry, go back to chase player. So this acceptable radius here, we're gonna make a blackboard key for it. So
right.
we go attack range.
Boolean.
We'll make that a blackboard key selector.
Oh right, yeah. So you could access it there.
Get key, no, get value, sorry, as float.
Oh, so this is how you decide whether it's a melee or ranged.
Kind of, yeah. So you can go into there like that. And then on our blackboard, actually got to make the thing. So attack range. Like so. Okay, so on the player on the enemy character, this guy here, we're gonna have on here is gonna have a variable for his attack range. Okay, so this could be like a simple like melee or range, but I'll just do a float. It's a bit hard, like a straight up value of how far away you can be before you can attack. So let's say that's default is 500. Okay. Now on the
500, what is that measured in
centimeters?
Okay.
Yeah. In Unreal, all the units are basically centimeters.
Okay.
So on begin play of your character, you want to get the AI controller. A controlled actor would be the self.
Right.
And then you're going to cast to your particular enemy's
Whatever the AI
controller.
is.
Yep. And well, I guess it does really. That actually doesn't really matter. We can actually do without actually.
We don't need that because you're on that specific character.
No, because the thing we need is just a blackboard, and we can get that from just here. It doesn't need it. It's not specific to a particular AI controller. It's just any AI controller has this, which is what you need.
Okay.
So this is
Right.
whatever blackboard they have currently installed on their character. So get this one. I'm going to set value as float, and the attack range is going to be the float value. And the key name is going to be attack range. There we go. So
But that
you gone.
that's the variable you set.
Yeah, so that's the blackboard key on the blackboard on the behavior tree. So over
It has
here.
to be the same
Oh,
naming convention.
did it not? Oh, I've done it. Oh no, it is there. It just didn't. Right, whatever. Yeah, so exact same name. Yeah. So what's going to happen in a chase player is it's going to look for what that distance is, and plug it into
Right.
this. So on this character, he's set to 500, so he should chase me until it's 500. Hold on. Attack range 500. Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah. That should be right. Yeah. That should be. Let me just make sure that's coming through okay. Zero. Why is that zero? Attack range. Have I spelled it right? Attack range. Yeah. Attack range.
Does it need to be instance editable or anything?
No, not yet. It should still just plug this value straight into it.
Oh.
Get a controller. Blackboard of the controller. Yeah, why is that not working?
See, this crazy thing that stuff like this just happens. I'm like, man, and it
Yeah.
happens with
It's
everybody.
usually like, yeah, it does. It's usually like a simple error, like a spelling error, or put a space in by accident or something stupid like that. More times than not, it's that reason, but this one looks okay. So value of float, blackboard. Yeah. And that's the, yeah. I mean, I can always also do this to double check it. I can go to controller here. Oh wait, is he actually? Yeah, he's using the right controller. So now I'm skipping the call to get the AR controller. I'm just putting it straight onto the AR controller to test this. Yeah, why are you doing that?
0.
Huh? Take range, get blackboard key, blackboard value is float. Oh, I know why. Such a prat, sorry.
I knew you were eventually gonna say that. That's what you do on
Yeah.
tutorials.
Yeah. Such an idiot. I've got to make this editable. And then on the blackboard, no behavior tree, sorry, and then choose the key that's using.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, I was wondering. That's why I was like, should it be instant editable? But that was a
Oh, is
wrong
that the bit?
node,
What is that one?
wrong. Yeah,
Yeah.
wrong variable.
Yeah. But yeah. So there you go.
That's so his range now.
Yeah. And I can show you the difference now with regards to the child. So on this attack range here, this is set to 500 for the parent. If I drag in the child one, okay, this was the
Yeah,
child one.
he's gonna do the same exact thing, and then I go into the blueprint and change it.
And yeah, so you will see like variables don't exist here for it. The reason
Right.
why is because it's actually over here on the right now. Because it's their default value, because it's already part of the class, you can change this one to be lower. So if I change that to 100, this one will get close,
Wow.
the other one will stay far away.
See, no one could tell me that, bro. It's like, how come? All right, how do I change it if it's a child and I can't change anything on a blueprint at
Yeah,
all?
so the values are available here as default values and things like that. And you can customize how these are labeled and all sorts, but so you can
So all the
do that there.
variables are accessible over there.
Yeah, so the parent one will define them all, and on the
Uh-huh.
children is how you change them all.
This is amazing thing to
Um,
know.
and you can even do things like run different behavior trees. Like in the past, I've made it call this thing from the controller of the character, and it would be on the right hand side here. I should choose what behavior they use.
So
Um,
say I could call what now? Say that again.
so you can even make it so it chooses what behavior tree they run from this side if you really wanted to.
Really? So where would I add another behavior tree onto the parent?
So
Because it says run the behavior tree. I'm gonna run the one that's there.
yeah, but if you think about this is a pin, yeah,
Oh,
it's
so I could choose
exposed.
which behavior tree.
Yeah, so this AI controller thing, we can just ditch this, go to the character here. Okay, it's this one, and we're gonna go and begin play. Oh, I'll just do it from here. Get AI controller, and then do run behavior tree, and then promote that to a variable. So by default, it'll pick this one. But your child now, on the right hand side, can choose what asset he wants to use for its behavior tree, and it will run with that behavior tree.
And so you go back to that other screen. Okay, so you that's on the enemy AI parent
Yeah,
of the event graph that we can play. So where was the one where you were? It said run behavior tree. That was in the.
that was in the controller. I just took it out of there and put it on the actual character itself because we wanted to control which one it done via the character, not the controller. Because you ideally don't have multiple controllers. You want to try and keep that as low as possible.
Right.
Um, but
So
character-wise, you can customize them.
so the benefit to doing that is so that you could be more customized with how your AI is
Yeah,
based on
you can
what
do. Yes,
behavior tree.
that's another thing you can customize. Yeah, you don't have to,
Okay.
but yeah, it's one thing
All
you can
right.
do.
So for what I want to do, I don't want to do too much. That's great to know. But I think that I want to just stick to being able to make them melee or ranged
Yeah,
based on how we just did it. And so now knowing how I could change the child's um, behaviors is awesome. So
yeah.
um, what was it? What was I gonna ask again? Uh, uh, oh yeah. So as far as the speed, because I did your melee. Let me
hmm
show you my screen. Oops. So you,
I'm
okay.
watching. It's fine.
Oh,
I can still see your screen. So,
no, I was just trying to get back to my screen and
oh, just click on the main window. That's it, and then choose yours. Oh, that's it.
okay. So I have this one was this butcher guy. This one was the one I did where you just did a melee tutorial. And for him, he walks really slow. He goes to the area where I was sometimes. I just taking so long to play. All right. And like, so I could just put him on these guys' behavior, right? And just alter the speed.
Yeah, speed's made in the character movement component.
And so, yeah, because like I said, I don't want to have all these different ones. And with the there's a lot of thoughts going on in my head right now. Um, all right, this is like a boss character kind of, and for him, for some reason, he just patrols and he doesn't chase me when he sees me.
Hmm.
I don't know why. And I made like a specific type of damage, how he takes damage or whatnot. But
Okay, go to his controller. Go to his perception system.
this,
Yeah, I'm just reading it. It looks okay. Okay. So you're looking for if actor has tag for player. Have you added the tag to the player?
oh, for my character, the third person.
That's what it looks like you're trying to do. Yeah. You go to class defaults up top, and then just search for tag on the right. Yep, you've got it there. That's fine. Go back to the thing. Branch. True enemy timer. Set value as ball. As line of sight.
I followed the documentation for this one. I just
To
read
achieve
everything.
what
So
exactly?
basically, he's patrolling, and then when he sees me, then he starts to chase me.
Oh, this is what it told you to do.
Yeah.
Why the timer?
Well, basically, I think the timer is so that how long he sees me before he loses focus, I think.
Okay. Weird.
So like if I'm out of sight. So this is not the documentation is out of date.
Mm,
All
just
right, I don't. Okay,
just a
I could
weird setup. That's all.
all I can do is basically
It's
um
fine.
I know what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna allocate that character to what we just talked about, so they could be under the same umbrella.
Okay.
And yeah, so based on this, okay, can we change that variable? So I have to make an interface, right? I could do that on my own. So all right, so here's another thing I wanted to talk about because when I was talking about the IK, the foot outside, I was wondering if he has one for hands because there's one thing I wanted to do as far as when I when I'm aiming my weapon. Oh yeah, I don't have a weapon. So when I'm aiming my weapon, basically it's just like it's offset and it's not the gun isn't really on his hand in the right positions. So I want it to be that whatever weapon he's holding,
Mm.
then it fits correctly based on IK.
Um. Okay. You can. It's it's painful though.
It is.
Yeah.
So so what's the best kind of way to do it? Just like
Uh. Make all your characters hold all the guns the same way. That's the easiest way. But I mean, it's not. It's not. The thing that's painful about it is you have to because it's IK. You can make it attached to the gun. That's fine. That's not too bad that part. But then you'll quickly realise how many times you want your character to let go of the gun for like reloading, throwing grenades, putting the gun away, putting the gun out. And at each of those times, you've got to control when and where IK gets turned off and on. Because they can't let go of the gun if they've got IK'd onto it. Um,
oh,
so it would just break their arms.
okay.
So it usually causes more headaches than
All
not.
right, well, I don't want to get into that right now then. So, all right, so now that we figured out how I can do the change the child and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
can we started doing the inventory and whatnot. Is there a way I could make like make it to where it's already set up? Is it already set up for me to do that tutorial for the inventory and then it'll connect based on what I have here?
Uh, could be, yeah. You could do, yeah.
So is there any way we could like kind of make that little work on a system like that?
Yeah, yeah. What you mean by the brand new inventory system that I'm doing?
Yeah, so okay, so this is what I would like you to do right now. Um, make it so that this is our my the inventory system I have now is set up to where I could just like continue on with your tutorial from like
Mhm.
episode 3 or something like that.
Mhm.
You understand what I mean?
Which tutorial? The inventory one or the equipment one? Because you keep
I've already
you.
done the equipment one.
Okay, so you're talking about the
I
actual
wanted,
inventory one. Yeah.
yeah, I wanted to connect that so that
Yeah.
okay,
Okay.
if I
Yeah.
go to a
Simple
loot
enough.
box and I can pick it up
Yeah. As I
certain
said,
items.
all inventories are simply just arrays or maps, depending on what way you build it. Essentially, it's a list of items you've got on your character. So we've got the list. It's just a matter of swapping that list in and out for whatever part you follow.
Right. So can you help me out with that because I'm not really.
Okay. Have you made an inventory component yet?
I don't think so. I mean,
Okay.
on your equipment system, I don't think there's an
No,
inventory
there isn't.
component.
No.
Right. So
Um.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I
Yeah.
need to make.
Okay. So yeah, sub location where you want to save all this.
Okay, so I'm
Sorry,
saving
my son's
it.
annoying. Hang on.
Don't worry, it's fine. I understand. I got kids too. All right, so you think I should make a new folder for this?
Yeah. Try to keep it more organized, I guess.
Oh,
Oh wait.
inventory
Oh,
component
no, you can keep it here. Actually, it's fine. Um. Yeah. So yeah,
because
create.
everything is here, right? So it might as
Yeah,
well
you might as
be.
well keep it in.
Yeah,
Go. Yeah. Create a new actor component. Go to blueprint class. Actor component. No, no.
actor component.
That's it. Yeah. And that'd be inventory component.
Okay.
Okay. And in here, you're gonna have. So hang on. What kind of things will you have in your inventory? Will you have just weapons and
Okay.
equipment, or will
Okay.
also
So here's
be
the thing.
items as well?
Here's what it'll be. So some of them will have chess pieces. Some will have. Some will have armor. Some will have weapons. Some will have both.
That's fine, but you're not gonna be picking up like items like apples or potions or things like that.
No, it's
Like
just
these
weapons.
consumables.
Yeah, just weapons and gear for
Okay,
now.
fine. So it's not. What I mean, it's not gonna be anything that's stacking. You're not gonna have a quantity attached to them. You can't have like
Well, that's
you're not
well,
gonna
I
have
do
like
have.
a stack of like 5 body armors or whatever.
Well, no. But what I will have eventually is special ammo that can be stacked that you'll be able to get. But I haven't even defined
That'd be
special
alright. That can
ammo.
be a separate entire thing.
Right.
That could be like it's almost like a currency. Hang on, let me get rid of my
Exactly.
son because he's really annoying. Hang on. Okay, back. Sorry. Um,
Okay.
okay, so in here, create a new variable, and that'd be your array of names again.
So what would I call it?
Inventory.
It's, oh, okay.
Okay. And then we'll make some functions in here to work with us. You'll have add to inventory,
Sir.
and
Okay.
that will. So this one's pretty simple. All it's going to have is one input, and that's going to be the item that you want to add. Pardon
So
me.
just add item.
Yeah, and
And this
we'll
would be
we'll make it very easy for us as well. So what we're going to do, change the type to a um, data table row handle,
okay.
and hit compile. Okay, now drag out from that add item, do break, data table row,
Now I have access.
and now you've got row name. And you're going to drag out your inventory, and you're going to do an add to it. And plug that in with all the things that match. Now, will your inventory have a maximum size limit?
I could say 100 for now.
Okay, so right, we'll do
Does that matter?
we'll just have to do a little check in here first, see that you've got space to actually equip something into your inventory. That's all.
Oh,
That's fine. So in your variables, make a new variable called inventory size.
this is something I could actually be doing later, right?
If you figure it, you can do it later. You can do.
Okay.
And that'd be an integer, single variable integer.
Oops. And this is
Single variable.
yeah.
Yeah, and default that to 100. You said so. And all you do then is we'll probably make another function in here. Say has space.
Has space, right? Okay. Have to literally everything.
And then just drag out your inventory size. Drag out your inventory. And on inventory, drag that out and get length. And it'll tell you how many there are. So you're checking to see if that length is less than the inventory size.
Um,
You don't have to worry about a branch. You can leave the branch out. You can just do less than.
Drag off.
Mm-hmm. And it'll be less than the
Okay.
inventory size. And then you want to add a return node on here because you're going to return true or false on this. There you go, return node. Plug that in. And what you're going to do, notice how, like, for example, here, like, we're not changing anything, any settings, we're not changing any variables, not changing anything at all.
Right.
We can make this a pure function. So on the right hand side, you'll see a tick box saying pure. Tick that. Okay, now go back to compile that and go to add to inventory. Now drag out your has space function. You'll notice something. It's a little green one. And the little green ones are pure functions. So they don't, they're basically, they're getting information. They're not actually going to be setting it or changing anything. They're there just to fetch stuff or check stuff. And this is what this is.
Just like Unreal has natively, they have a lot of these.
Yeah. So that'll be into a branch, which will be before the add there.
Cool.
Okay. And we're going to return out of add to inventory a nice little function that return saying yes or no, it was successful in doing this. So add a return node. And on there, you're going to have an output. So on the right hand side, you can go to outputs and click on the plus icon. And you're adding a boolean to it. And the boolean will be success. And tick it and plug that into the add. And then also copy it and put it into the false of that branch.
Untick success.
And untick it, yep. The reason why we want that is you think about situations where if I'm going to add an item to inventory, if I've successfully added it to my inventory, that's when I can say delete the object from the world. Otherwise, keep it in the world, sit on the ground, it won't pick up by accident. So we can use this to help us discern what happens there.
Okay.
Let's add to inventory. Whilst we're here, we might also do remove from inventory. So add another one. Pretty simple.
Yeah, so this was what you were doing on your tutorial.
Yep.
So I just want to continue on.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep, pretty much have the same sort of stuff. And then from here, you just take the inventory array out. Okay, and then from there you're going to do remove item. Okay, and remove from inventory. You're just going to do the same as you did last time with a data table row handle. So make an input for the remove. Just click on the purple node.
The what now?
The purple one. That one. The main one, the starting one.
Oh,
So
yeah.
then go to inputs. Then you can add data table row to this. So this would be the item to remove.
So this is the data table row handle again.
Yep.
Item to remove, you said?
Yep.
Uh, did I say that before?
And then you just break it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That's it. And that's it. You don't have to worry about doing a validation check on it or anything like that, because obviously it's always going to remove it if it exists. So
Okay.
that'll do for now. You can always add more stuff to this later.
Right.
So if you now go to your player character, you can add the inventory component to their character now. So go to add component on the left.
I would do it here, right?
No, top
Okay,
left.
right.
Add component.
Oh,
Big green button. That's it. And search for inventory component there. Your one will appear. Okay, and then you can see on the right hand side, you can see the default inventory you can start it off with and how big you want the inventory to be.
oh, I could change it here.
Yep, so you can
Nice.
custom stuff here. So that's that bit. You're going to hit compile. And we'll go and leave this. Do you have a loot box stuff set up already yet?
I have, um, I don't have it set up, but I was planning on bringing, like, I just wanted to add. Let me just quickly, a second, because I have loot boxes that I could just add to the project. Sci-fi crate. Shouldn't be that long.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then I would apply.
Okay, so you want to make a new actor for your crates. So, a
uh,
new loot box actor.
I should do it here in the inventory system as well.
Can do. Yeah.
You said actor,
Yep.
not component.
Correct.
Okay. Loot box.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I would apply that to this
Yeah, so you can
add
add
component.
a mesh to it and add a inventory component to it.
Okay. Is it a skeletal mesh?
It depends what meshes he moved in. I don't know what ones they were.
Yeah, I think he has both. Check. So it doesn't matter if it's a regular uh
Uh,
static mesh
yeah, no,
because
it doesn't matter. No, it could be
it has
set mesh.
actors that open.
Yeah, that's pretty. He's made his own crates here, so you can even use these if you wanted to.
I
But
could use that there.
yeah, you could do. Yeah, but for now, you can. It's up to you. You can either make your own one from scratch doing this, or you can use their one. That's already
So
animated.
would I put a blueprint?
No, you just
How
go.
would I
Just
add
open
that?
up that blueprint that you just saw in the folder and just edit it.
Oh, because they already did all of this, basically,
Yeah, they're done all that setup.
what we're doing.
Mhm.
Okay, so go here,
Mhm. Yep.
just add the inventory component to that.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, okay, so it's probably still compiling. Okay, here we go. Um, See, this is just stuff that I need to know, just basic things like that, like just to connect the dots.
Yeah. Yeah. So that box now has an inventory on it. You can change what inventory it has and what it can give out and things like that. Um, Now, at the moment, its inventory is set up over on the right hand side, so you can give it some inventory. And also, at the moment, it doesn't have any functionality to give that inventory to the player as of yet.
Right, right. Yeah, that's what I
Um,
wanted to do.
so, what you want to do is, I'm assuming this has got an overlap event when you walk near it to open it.
Yes,
So,
yes.
go to
I've
where you
tried.
open it,
What's that?
go to the event. That's one here that has something to do with opening it. So, that's the moving lid.
Flip flop. Yeah,
Update. So, that's when we push F when you walk up to it. Okay.
yeah.
So on finished, then is when you're going to make it give you characters and items. So make a new event or function and call it give items or whatever. Um, we need to first of all know who's walked into it, so know who we're giving the items to.
So third person.
But in this case, we're going to go to the event graph
Okay.
and go to the overlap event here. We're doing disable and enable inputs stuff. Yeah. Okay, so is this thing going to ever be single player, by the way?
Yeah, anybody who's in the game, like it's gonna be co-op, 4 players, so whoever's in the game can do this.
Okay, that changes a lot. Hang on. Because if you're going
Really?
to do multiplayer, it changes a lot of what you're doing here. So,
In what way?
okay, so first of all, is it online or split screen co-op?
Online.
Okay, so if it's online, if you were to walk into the area and push the button to open it, no, only you would see it because you're the only one pushing that button.
It's
No
not
one else can see
replicated.
it. Yeah, you have to go through a whole replication process thing for now.
Well, I
Um,
was gonna follow your replication process tutorial, but I didn't know when in my project I should do that. Should it be done like early or
Yeah,
like
you should do it one thing at a time. So let's say I'm going to add shooting to a game. I'll do shooting to work single player, and then I'll make it work multiplayer before I move on to the
ex
next bit, and then make that
okay.
work single player, then multiplayer.
Okay. Okay, so I have shooting. I have this is what I basically have. I didn't want to add a lot. So I have the movement, right? That can be replicated easily, right?
Depends on the type of movement and stuff.
So I have a crouch, sprint.
Yeah, so crouching and sprinting, for example, are things that need to be replicated with their own functions because they're input actions. So input actions only happen on the client that pushes the buttons.
Oh, so they have to be replicated
hmm
separately.
So what happens when you push the
Okay.
crouch button is you're crouching in your game, but then you send a request to the server, say, can I crouch please? And then the server goes yes, tells you can, but then the server tells everyone else that you've crouched so they can see your character crouching.
Right. Okay. So it's doable then.
Oh yeah, it's doable. It's just a pain.
Okay. All
The
right.
more you leave it, the more headache you're gonna have because it's just gonna be lots of a bit moving parts.
Okay. Well, I'm taking it step by step. For my combat role, it's a little different. I have a macro to where it went so I could dodge in any direction. So it defines which way. So this is going to be kind of crazy, but this is just definitions of which directions that he's rolling in for the omnidirectional dodge roll.
Right. Okay.
So would all of this have to be replicated as well, or just the macro?
Uh, yeah, you're gonna have a harder time with that one because if you go back a screen, right to here, for example. So all those input because they're inputs. See all these inputs.
Yeah.
If it's an input, that only ever happens on the client. So these booleans do
Every
not.
time it's an input.
Every time it's an input, it's not going to be replicating because it's only the client can see those inputs, and that
Okay,
client
so
can't tell everyone else what to do. You can't tell everyone else to see your character rolling. You have to tell the server first, and then the server tells them.
I mean it's just basically something I have to it's attention to detail to do each one, basically.
Yeah,
What's that?
yeah, it is.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's
So
just long. That's all.
right. Okay. So I'm willing to take the time to do that and just take it step by step
Okay.
as
Well,
long as it's doable, you know
oh
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, it's all doable. It's just just long. That's all.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm willing. Yeah.
if you go to the loot box, then we'll carry on with that
Okay.
thing. Okay, so
So you said it changes this a lot, right? Because
yeah,
I'm not trying to do all I'm trying to do right now is set up the functionality for single player so then I can replicate it and go through all that. So I can still do this for a single player right now and then do replication after.
you can. Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Like for example, get player control on this. So when the active component begin to overlap on this, for example, right? This would
Uh-huh.
only work in single player because get player controller 0 refers to itself, like you'll get its own controller. So the server replicates someone walking into this thing. Like they imagine you're walking into like your client on the server. Your character
Yeah.
walks into the loot box on your screen. In my
Right.
screen, your character's in that loot box as well. They're over there. That's then triggered this to enable the inputs, and it's using get player controller 0, which is my controller. So even though
Just own
you're
it,
in the
yeah.
box area, it's going to activate my controller. So I'll be able to open it, not you.
So what I add, so for the replication, I would just have to add like an array to do more.
No. So what you do with replication is when the player walks into that area, you then do a check to see. Only the server calls it, and the server will then say. Sorry, my son's walked back in the room. Um, the server would then say to the client who's walked into it what to do. They'll say like they'll know like you. It's hard to. Sorry, George. Can you go away, please? Go up there. Go up. Sorry.
It has to check to see if it's
Yeah, yeah. So it will check for the player, and the player will on the begin overlap will happen. But you do something called a switch as authority, and basically say only the server will run this code, and the server will
okay.
run the code and enable the character that particular controller to have inputs on it. Um,
O-
or you can make it so only the local player controller works for this.
Okay,
So
I understand. I understand. So like, okay. So here's what my idea. If I could just do this stuff or just simply lay out the framework for what the game would be replicated, then, maybe we could have another session to where you could show me how to replicate some of those, and then I could do
hmm
it on my own, the
yeah,
time-consuming part, you know what I mean? And then I understand how to replicate, then I could just, I wouldn't say painstakingly, but just, just do it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So as long as the whole idea is I don't want to make sure it's make something that's not doable
No, it's
and
all
that
doable. It's
that'll
all
work.
perfectly doable.
Yeah, I'm willing. Then I'm willing to do it. That's
Okay,
the whole
fine.
point. I just need to understand it. When I understand it, then I could go in and do it. It's
Yeah,
all about understanding for me. Like the whole
yeah,
child thing, I didn't know what that was very simple. That it's on the right side. That's how you customize it.
yeah.
But I just didn't know. So how would I then? How can we do this so I can go open up
Okay,
the loot box and
right. Let's
whatnot?
just open it and get us in there. So okay, so what you want to do is, if we just go to the opening bit on the right hand side, go to the right. Oh, that's right.
Okay.
You made a function, didn't you? Go to the function, give items. We'll just do it on there.
Uh-huh.
Right click and do get player character, and so we'll replace all this when we do not all of it, but replace some of this for the multiplayer later.
Right.
Get player character,
Where is it at? Oh,
and then from there you're going to cast to your particular character. And the reason why you have to cast is because your particular character is the only one with that inventory component, not the other
exactly.
class.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So once you've got that, you then drag from. Or actually, tell a lie, you can actually do it another way. If you actually
Yeah.
take that return value out from the player character,
Mm.
you can do get interface
Oh,
by
wait.
class.
We didn't make an interface for this, though, right?
Not interface. Get component by class. Sorry.
Yeah.
Get component by class. Yeah, that's it. And you choose the component from the list. So inventory component, obviously.
Inventory component. So I don't need the cast too.
No, you can get rid of that because this actually returns then the particular reference to the thing if it
That is
finds one.
connected to.
Yeah.
Right. So it's already
So
there.
return value.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God.
You cut off. I didn't
My
hear you.
son's pissed me off. Hang on. Get out. He's trying to reach the Xbox controller. PC. So yeah. So from there you can now go add to inventory. Mm-hmm. And this is what now you're going to add the items. So the items, hang on, are going to come from your inventory component. So drag out your inventory component on the loot box.
On the loot
Up top
box
on the
right
component list.
here.
Yep, drag that out.
Okay.
And then from there, get inventory. That's it.
Whatever's in the loot
Yep,
box.
we're going to say just give it all to the player. And then do a for each loop on that.
Off here.
That'll go before add to inventory.
Oh, because it's trying to find which one. Whatever.
Yeah, you're going to find individual things. So it's going to cycle through every item it has in its loot box. Then the rail element is going to come out with a name. So each name's going to come out of here. Now, add item. This is the beauty of a data table row handle. If
Right.
you drag out from add item, drag out from there, and do make data table row handle. So the beauty of this is if you choose the data table from the thing, the drop down,
Yeah.
for where the items are.
I think it's equipment. Is it equipment?
Whatever you called it.
Yeah, it is.
This allows you then to plug in any row name and it will find all that information and attach it to that. There's lots of really cool features you can do with the row data table handles. There's loads more stuff we can do, but we won't do it today.
Okay.
But just drag your row name now into that array element there. Okay, so now it's going to get the exact row name and send it over to add to inventory. Okay, and you're adding it all to the player one. Now you also want to remove it from the loot box, so you just can't go back and keep adding more.
Make
more,
another
more.
function.
No, you just do it all on here again. So
Okay.
on this, we can then just do drag out your inventory component from here. That's it, and then do remove.
It's that bug. It's that bug. This is annoying. Hold on.
Yeah, you've got a new graphics card, haven't you?
I do.
That'd be right. Roll back your drivers. That's what I had to do. Roll them back to last December. That's what I did, and it worked. It stopped that bug.
So I have to go to the driver and do that
Yeah. You go
for the graphics card.
NVIDIA website. You can
Update the driver.
Well, downgrade it. Yeah, to
Oh.
last December one.
Oh, okay. All right, I didn't know that. Thank you. I was gonna fix that.
I spent ages looking for the solution to that, and I found that, and that's done it.
It's a pain. It's a pain.
Because I can see it when you screen share. I can see all your stuff is still working okay. It's literally just the rendering to your monitor.
Wow, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the signal was not broken. It's the rendering of it.
Okay.
So,
okay.
yeah,
Cool.
Weird. So from there, do remove from inventory, and then
You already made these functions.
Yeah. See, we've done it, and then plug that in.
This is so amazing.
Oh, this would be if it's successful as well, by the way. So that success on add to inventory would be a branch. Because if it wasn't able to add it because it didn't have enough space, you don't want it to take away from the loot box. You just to keep it in there. So if it's true, you then just
you remove it.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yep.
If it's false, then you add.
If it's false, you just leave it in.
Right, because it's already established.
Yeah, it's failed it.
Right.
So on that item to remove, you need to define that. So drag out on the remove from inventory.
Oh, I'm sorry. Say that again.
On the remove from inventory, at the end. That item to remove, you need to define that. Drag that out. Do make. And it's the same deal.
Oh, just like the other one. Yeah.
I mean, you could even use the same data table row handle. You don't have to have another one. You just drag out the same one. So the one that's already there, that one. Yeah, that blue. That you remade the data table row handle. Just drag from that blue pin to the other one. No, up to remove. There you go.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm sorry. Oh, so I didn't have to have this.
No.
Okay.
And that'll do it. That'll give you all the stuff, and yeah. So to define you have to first of all obviously give the loot box something you want it to add to the character. So if you go to
Right.
the well, actually, I'm going to show you an easy way of doing this. So if you actually go to the inventory component, because the hard annoying thing is like you have to look at the data table, look at the name of it, make sure you spell it correctly, make sure the capital letters are all correctly, and you've got it all across there. It's a right pain.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
a solution to that is on the variables here, make a new variable, and we call that starting inventory. And this would be a data table row handle type.
These things are good, man.
Yeah, cool. Then you're gonna like this bit even better. So make that into an array.
Okay.
And then you want to go instance editable on this one as well.
Because these are for all of the loot boxes.
Yeah, you can you'll see what I mean. You can customize them. So compile that, and then we're gonna make a function to initialize this thing. So if you go make a new function called init inventory, or leave it that, whatever, it's fine.
Init inventory.
Yeah. And then what you do is drag out your starting inventory. That's it. And from there do a for each.
A lot of this stuff is just the same, repeated.
Yeah, that's basically right. Yep.
I just have to understand like the
Yeah,
process.
it's just once you've learnt the tools,
Repetition.
it's just like trying to work them out in which order they work together really well.
I'm glad you're recording this because mine stopped recording like 2 minutes ago and I just realized that. But go ahead.
That's right. Let me just make sure I'm on the right screen here. Put over there. Yeah. So go to your array element here, and do on the for each loop.
Is that now?
The array element on the for each loop. The blue
Okay.
bit on the right. That's it. Drag that out. Do break. And you want to do drag out your add to inventory function. Actually, no, we don't actually need to do that. Sorry, my bad. Delete the break. Don't need that. Drag out add to inventory. Your function add to inventory. Plug that in. Plug that in. Okay, and then you just call this init inventory on your begin play on the event graph.
Okay.
So at the very start of the game, you can set what its start inventory is, and it just sets it for you. So if you go to the event graph, yeah, that's done now.
Event graph of my third person.
No,
character.
of this, of this inventory component. Begin play. Just drag out init inventory.
Okay.
That's it. That's what you got to do. So this is the beautiful part. Now, if you go into your map and drag out one of these loot boxes.
Don't get me excited, bro.
Or at least the one we done stuff on. Was it A we did it on?
It's right here, yeah.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. So on the hang on, not yet. We ain't done nothing yet. On the right hand side, you see the details panel.
Yes.
Up top, you can scroll down. No. In the detail, I mean, like top of the details panel. So you can scroll down there where your mouse is. Scroll.
Right here.
Yeah. Till you get to inventory component. Going. Okay, and over there you should see starting inventory.
Yes.
Click on the A plus icon. Open it up. Choose a data table from there to be your equipment.
Oh, wow.
And then from the drop down, you can choose what equipment you want to give it.
Oh my god.
There's all your row names in there. So it saves
So-
you having to spell it
so I-
quickly. It's all there.
So I can select multiple of these.
So you add one. So choose one of them for now.
Okay. Right.
Then click on the plus arrow again.
Plus arrow right here.
And you can add another one.
So
You
this is
can
how I
add
have
as
to
many
make
as you
it
like.
specific to whatever chess piece or whatever loot box does what.
You can do, make it do whatever you want. And you can also duplicate them as well. So if you like pick one here.
I'm just trying to.
Give yourself a weapon because you haven't got a weapon.
Okay. Yeah. Because I didn't name them that. The names are different
No,
for some
that's the
reason.
row names. That's why.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're right. You're right. Okay.
Um,
That's why I couldn't
so
recognize it.
if you go to where you see on the right where it says one, and then data table, and then row name. See the little
Yeah.
arrow next to the one. Click on that.
This.
Yep. And you'll see duplicate. Now click open it up, and you can
Oh,
choose
that's
just from the drop down what one you want to have it. So pick another one.
okay.
Okay, cool, and that'll do. Right, now
Okay.
hit play. Go over to that loot box, push F, and it should open up hopefully. Oh wait, did we actually call the function on it? I can't remember if we did or not. I don't think we did. Go to your that loot box's code. Go to the event graph.
We
No,
didn't
we didn't. Go into that finished of the animation. Note down
down here.
timeline. Yeah, so that finished there. Do give items on that. Not at the end, when it's on the timeline's finished.
Okay. Here.
Yep. There you go. Now it worked. Right, now play it. Okay, now if you go into your items, you should be
Didn't give
able to
anything.
see it. Oh, you may have to tell this thing to update, refresh itself, because I think this is already being made, isn't it?
So when I open it, I want it to be able to. Of course,
Refresh
I could
every time. Yeah, to refresh what it's looking for.
I'll also be able to select what is there, but I mean that's more. But what do you said? What do I have to do now for that?
Go to your equipment screen UI.
Uh,
And in no equipment screen UI, the widget
the one where okay,
where your inventory is going to be.
it's right here.
Mm-hmm. You can go to equipment inventory. Go to graph. Go to the left. Okay. So go to event graph and zoom in on this. Oh wait, no, it should be. We've already got this filter thing. Okay, hang on. Clearing that, create that, grid array, add child. It should be okay. Go back to filter inventory. Contains this and that. Then yeah. Oh yeah, no, look in the wrong place for equipment inventory. That's why we changed it to have
Oh,
an inventory component. So from as third person character, drag that out and get inventory component. That's it. And then from there, get inventory.
this.
No, that's the old one we made at start. We made a whole system now, so it's that one. And then just plug that into the contains instead.
So I don't need the other one.
Nope. Right, now play it.
Oh, okay. So then I would have to. Cool. All right. All right. So this is just the beginning, right? So
Oh yeah, yeah. Yes.
obviously, I want to be able to for it to pop on the screen and be able to see if I want it or not.
Yep,
See if
yeah.
I want to
So
add it to my
yeah,
inventory.
if you follow my inventory stuff, you'll see that come up, and you can do that. And
Oh, okay. So this is exactly what I want to be able to continue on, so I
yeah,
could do that. So I'll
yeah.
be able to do all of that.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
the only
which
thing that's
episode should I
different
start from?
is I'll start from the beginning. Not all of
Okay.
it will be relevant because we've done a lot of it already, but
Uh,
start from the beginning anyway to get a better understanding of it and why it
right.
works and how it works.
Okay.
And then the only real difference is with your one in its current state is that when that animation's finished, rather than give items, you'll be just displaying the inventory for you to pick
Okay.
what ones you want, and then
Okay.
it'll give
Okay.
you the code.
Two things. When I did the rich text style sheet,
Yep.
if you notice, when I go here, the colors. I forgot I took it off of there. It's no longer in my inventory. Hold on. So you see the colors aren't there when the colors don't change when to differentiate between the armor values. I don't know why. You know how
Oh, what
it's red
if
for
they're higher or
if
lower?
it's
You mean?
less. Yeah.
Uh, Show me
And
which
that was
text thing. So
yeah, and I changed the color. This one's white. Um,
green. Yep.
this one's green and that one's red.
Yep.
And then even when I did the test within the rich data, uh, that's not the UI. It's the UI where even when I did the test here, it even changed the colors when you said brackets and whatnot when you did it here.
Mhm.
It changed the colors there. So I don't know.
And go to the graph of that.
Graph. Oh yeah. Sorry.
Of the tooltip.
This was really neat how you made this real clean. I love that.
um.
This is
Mhm.
not as important. This is not as important to me as this.
Go into your get string result macro.
Get string result.
Yeah, the macro. That's it. That's not right.
It's not right.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I can't recall why it's wrong. But your select there is doing two things that are the same. The true and the false are giving you the same value no matter what. You need to
I'll just go over that
go back over that
specific
one.
one again
Yeah,
and then see what I missed because that's obviously one thing that I did.
yeah, that's where
But
that is.
here's one thing like when I don't know, bro, I don't know why it's doing this, right? When I go into the inventory, as soon as I go into the inventory, mouse is available to select, but then when I go out of the inventory, I can't turn my character unless I push the mouse,
That's
push the left
because
mouse
you are
button.
in input mode is game and UI. Change your input mode to game only.
And that's in the hold on. This right here. Wait,
Um,
which one was it under?
I cannot remember. Going back some
Shoot.
years now. Uh, it may
On it.
be on the one you just on, like the equipment inventory one. You go to display, go to event graph and go to display inventory. Uh,
No,
no, it
I
might be
know it
on the
was
controller then. It might be when you push it on the controller.
in the slot.
Go to your player controller.
And then
That's your character, your controller. You should, if you followed my thing, it'd be on a controller.
the controller, you mean the actual
You would have made a custom player controller. I'll tell you what, if you go to,
this right
yeah,
here?
that one there. Open it up. So tab, you're using this to just,
Yeah.
yeah. So, spawn actor gear. Okay, is that doing it then? Going to your actor for gear. What's that actor
Um,
doing?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
So it's spawning the actor gear. I'm guessing that's what's doing the inventory. So to go into that actor called gear, that class you've got. That's gear UI. Just go to the actual gear actor.
Where would
Click on the little magnifying glass next to the class drop down on that spawn actor.
this
No, on the spawn actor node. Click the little magnifying glass on the spawn actor gear.
this right here?
Yep, and it takes you to it. Open it up. So
Yeah, this is it.
yeah, set input mode game and UI. Change that to so this is when you're showing the gear. Okay, so it sets input mode to game UI. That's fine. That's fine. But then you want to change it so when it's destroyed, you want to change it so it's set to your game
Game
only.
only. Game
So
only.
make an event for destroyed. No, just right click
Oh,
to do destroyed.
okay. Destroy actor.
Destroyed. Be an
Okay.
event. It'd be at the top.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah. And then from there, they get player controller. And then from there, do set input mode to game only.
Uh, Set.
Game only. That's it.
And then plug it in here.
No, plug into destroyed.
Of course.
That's it.
So where would this be? That's it.
That's it.
That's added.
Yeah.
All right. One more question before you go. Okay. So I made all of these these widgets for So I have a see I have a health bar here, right? And all of my enemies have health bars too.
Mm-hmm.
They were all the same though. But but I made these different health bar for different characters, like different colors. And I was wondering, like to see these,
Mm-hmm.
how how could I apply the different health bars to the enemies?
Go to
Just
your
in a
health bar
nutshell.
widget.
Which one? The health
Health
widget?
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if they're all using this one, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So you got stacked progress bar widget. Okay. Click on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my god. Sorry, my son is really extra annoying. Right. So you see, you got material instance over there on the default settings. The default means
Yeah.
they are variables on this. So on the graph of this, make a new
Yeah.
variable. And this variable will be material.
Yeah.
Okay. And you want to change the type of that to material. Just material down. It's there in front of you. Down. Oh,
Oh, that's
top.
it.
You make that editable. And then on compile of this, you're going to then go to the pre-construct.
Reconstruct on the graph.
Yeah, if it's not, right click. Type in
Oh yeah, I
pre-construct.
deleted them.
And then you want to drag out your stacked progress bar widget. And then drag from there. Because that is in the default section, it should be a variable on it. So set material should come up. Set material. No, okay, go back to the designer view, find out what it's called. Material instance. It should be. Material instance.
Not even allowing material.
Don't know. Okay, open up. You have to go open up your stacked progress bar widget and take a look at that. image, material instant. Did I say material instance is still there? Right, go to graph. Material instance. Oh, it's private. That's why.
Oh, right. I remember I did that. Yeah.
Yeah, go to material instance.
Go to material
The
instance.
variable that's there. Material instance. Next one up. That one. You make it not private. Read only. Turn off read only as well. You'll be changing it. So. Okay. Now go back to where you were on the health bar widget, and go to graph, and you should be able to go from there. Set material instance. Okay, and you set it to that material that you've got there.
Okay. What is this? Stacked progress. Am I?
No, just leave it like that. You just drag out your variable material.
Oh, I set it to
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah.
And this is gonna be. Wait. Yeah.
You plug it in. Oh, won't let you plug. Oh, hang on. Material instance object. Sorry. Change the type of that from material to material instance object.
Oh.
Instance. That's it. Yep. And now you can plug it in.
And so then I could be able to choose which one for which enemy.
Yeah. So essentially, the next bit you got to do is plug it in. Right, now go to where your enemies are. Like your parent class from or whatever you've got for that.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, and then
Okay, so it's on that widget there. Okay, brilliant. Right, so you want to go to the construction script.
on the event graph or here.
No, that's it there. Yeah. Drag out that widget and do get user widget object. Sorry. No, it's gone. Just stopping. Oh wait, no. What is this thing? Widget component. Oh no, it should be fine. No. What is this thing? widget one. Click on widget one. No, it is a widget component. Yeah. So you just do get widget. Drag out from there and do get widget.
Here, this.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's
Oh, I don't know what happened there, but okay. Then drag from that return value and cast to the health bar widget. That's it. Health widget.
health widget.
Plug that into construction script. And then from the as health widget, you're going to do set material. Be the variable set material. And then promote that material to a variable. No. The input for it. The one on the left hand side pin.
This.
No, on the set material, that one. Yeah, that pin.
Promote this to a variable?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah, so the inputs. The ones on the left are inputs, the ones on the right are outputs.
Okay.
So now if you go to compile, and if you go to
Cassette to whatever
you
material.
can set that to whatever you want.
Oh.
If you remember what they're called.
Yeah. So I'll just do it for just to test this right here. Okay.
Go to the viewport. It should be. It hopefully updates straight away. Oh, you won't be able to see it straight away.
How come it's invisible behind them?
It's because the material is set not to render two ways. You can make it do that if you want.
Click of a button.
Or you can take it to render in the screen world rather than in world space. You can render in screen space if you want. Screen space means you'll see it through walls and.
Yeah, but that's what I don't want. So
okay.
like, how can I just? Is there any way to have it like this, but also be able to see it from behind or no?
You can, but it'd be backwards. It'd be like mirrored.
It'd be what?
It'd be mirrored. Because you're looking at it from behind, aren't you? So therefore it'd be back to front.
Can I do that here or no?
Well, yeah, you can do. Yeah, you just Just open up the material for your widget that you're using. Oh, actually,
Sorry
no.
about
Sorry. Go back.
uh all this crap here now.
Just open up the character again. The BP collector again. It's one at the end.
Oh, right.
So you see that materials element 0 on the right hand side. Open it up.
Yeah.
And you see two sided down there. It's turned off. Turn it
Ah,
on.
see, these little things, bro.
And then if you go back to that character's blueprint, second tab from the end, turn it around, you'll see that you'll be able to see it from behind now. But as I said, it'll be mirrored and in shadow. This one is.
Yeah, but I mean, at least I can see it. Hold on, let me see if it changed the color. Nope.
No, okay. I have to have a look at it another time.
All right. Yeah. Um, man, awesome session, man. Thank you so much
No problem.
for your help, man. I just lost for words, man. Like just from what I understand now and just how much this is and how much I've learned. It's just a great experience
Oh, glad to
that
hear.
I'm yeah.
Glad to
And
hear.
if you want, you can check out my YouTube channel, check out my devlogs and see what I've been doing.
Yeah, sure, man. Just
Um,
put a link in the Discord chat, and I'll check it out later after dinner.
for sure, man. Yeah. So, all right. Thank you.
No problem. No problem. Just let me
I'll
know when
set
you want
up
another
another.
one.
Yeah, I'll set up another one. Then we could. Okay. So I'm gonna go over that inventory
Yeah.
today and
Hmm.
try and just do all of that so it could be like really nice and looking good, and then we can go from there. See
Yeah.
where I
Sounds
want to,
good.
what I want to do from there. All right, man. Thanks again.
Perfect. Have a good day.
See you, man.
See you. Bye.